Once you have everything drawn inside your hidden pocket and everything, then you're going to outline it if you have the markers to do that. If you don't have markers, you could use a black crayon or something, but outlining really makes everything kind of come to life and stand out. So I'm going to go ahead and outline everything and then erase some pencil lines that are showing as well. So I'm going to start adding color to my drawing now that I have all of the outlining done. And I like to use a combination of materials. So I'm going to use markers for sure. And I have some crayons and I also have colored pencils. So what I like to do is I like to have some contrast to really highlight the face. Now since my skin tone is pretty light, I'm going to use like peach colors to color my skin tone. And my hair is brown, and so I'll probably use a marker to do brown, just so that there's a little bit of difference there, so that there's kind of like light and dark to really highlight the face. And then from there, I'll decide what I want to do with everything else. You can mix and match your materials, like I said, crayons, colored pencils, markers, whatever you have. You don't have to put color everywhere. You can leave the background white if you would like to. If you have little things like this, like I do, that's a good place for you to use line and pattern instead of color everywhere. So just kind of experiment and test some of your colors out too, so that you are happy with what you're doing before you put it on here, because once you put it on here, if you don't like it, right, then it's like you have to start over or you have to live with it. So it's good to have scrap paper around and test your colors to make sure that they are what you are expecting, because sometimes they don't always do what you think they're going to do. Alright, so I have a layer of peach on, and I actually have a darker layer of it now, so I might just kind of go around and maybe go in some spots where there might be like some shadow, just to kind of give it a little bit more depth. If you don't have this, access to multiple colors of stuff, this isn't something that you have to do, but it's something that you could learn how to do, just so that you kind of learn some new things and have some new techniques at your disposal. I'm going to move on to the hair, and like I said, I was probably going to do a little bit of contrast and use marker. I might do a little bit of both. Maybe I'll use the marker to draw like kind of the strands in the hair, and maybe then the crayon to just kind of highlight that. So again, it's something that you can kind of be in charge of and make decisions about and decide what you like. It might be hard video reasons to like look at this upside down and everything, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys how I actually color. I turn the page as I go all the time, because when you color, your hand really just wants to really move in like one direction. So if you're trying to like go like this when you color, it really doesn't work. So that's why I'm constantly turning my paper and moving it around, because that just helps me move my hand more naturally. So maybe you can see how this looks now that I used a little bit of both. So I think that kind of the marker crayon combination is kind of nice, because we do tend to have like highlights and lowlights in our hair anyways naturally. So that kind of helps just bring a little bit more dimension to it. So I'm just going to keep going and add some more color, and I will stop and give you little pointers as I come across things that I'm doing. So you guys might see here that I'm again layering colors. just because I didn't quite have the right brown for my donut, so I did the peach and then a little bit of brown over that, and I'm okay with that. Looks okay. Alright, so I am basically done coloring everything the way that I wanted to. And now, just to kind of give it some more interest when it's closed, maybe I'll do some some sort of design on the outside. Maybe I could just do like lines. I think maybe I'll do something like polka dots. But you could do whatever you want. I just think that when it's closed right now, it looks kind of plain because all of the fun magic stuff is happening on the inside. So I'm going to just work on maybe doing some like polka dots right now. Alright, so I think that looks a little bit more interesting with the polka dots. Again, you could do, I have like my other example here where you did like lines, so I think that just adding a little bit helps kind of fill it up, so it's up to you. And then you can see as you open it, we have a lot of something. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them kind of trickle and fade downward so that when it's open, it has a little bit of polka dots too, but I won't do as many. It's almost like they're falling and then just kind of fading as they get lower and lower. Alright, so I'm going to call this one done, and I'm going to sign it. You can sign it however you typically sign your name. I usually do an A and an S connected for my initials. But there you go. So all done. So we got all of our steps done now. We're going to upload it to Artsonia.